Well, I haven't really seen that many Thanksgiving themed films. Except maybe for a few that are animated, like Charlie Brown and BC, or maybe movies such as Blood Rage, which is a slasher. You already know that. But there is one flick that I've come to like more than what I originally had. Get ready as I talk about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to us as Big D, saying Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. As in this video, I bring to you a review of the 1987 comedy flick Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, released by Paramount, written, produced, and directed by John Hughes, starring Steve Martin along with John Candy, plus supporting roles from Layla Robbins and Michael McKean. The story tells, well, it's the story of a high strung marketing executive and a good hearted but annoying shower curtain ring salesman who become travel companions when their flight is diverted. In spite of their differences, they share a 3-day odyssey of misadventures trying to get this here marketing executive home to Chicago in time for Thanksgiving Day dinner with his family. Now, now I'm actually celebrating its 35th anniversary just a day early because its anniversary is on tomorrow, November 25th, since today's the 24th. Anyway, this received a lot of good reviews and became a Thanksgiving Day tradition for many, including me. And, well, many critics praised it for Hughes branching out from the teen comedies he did before this. So anyway, let's get started with our story. Neil Page is an advertising executive on a business trip in New York City, eager to return to his family in Chicago before Thanksgiving, which is in 2 days' time. After a late-running business meeting with an indecisive client named Mr. Bryant, Neil struggles to hail a cab during rush hour. As he bribes a man to let him have a cab he has hailed, it is unwittingly taken by a third man. Neil arrives at JFK Airport just as his flight is delayed. While waiting, he meets the man who stole the cab, Dale Griffith, a loquacious man who sells shower curtain rings. To his chagrin and Dale's delight, Neil is then assigned a seat next to Dale on the crowded flight to O'Hare. Due to a blizzard in Chicago, their plane is diverted to Wichita, where they must stay overnight. Neil is unable to book a room, but Dale has successfully reserved one. Neil reluctantly accepts Dale's promise of a room if Neil pays for their cab ride to the motel. During check-in, Dale mistakenly takes Neil's credit card. Forced to share the last available room, Neil loses his temper over Dale's irritating behavior and lambasts him. Dale is hurt by Neil's invective, but they calm down and awkwardly share the only bed. As they sleep, their cash is stolen by a burglar. The following day, with air travel still prohibitively delayed, Neil buys them both train tickets to Chicago, but with seats in separate cars. However, the locomotive breaks down near Jefferson City, stranding its passengers in a field. Neil takes pity on Dale struggling with his trunk, and they are reunited. They travel on a crowded bus to St. Louis, where Dale raises cash by selling curtain ring samples to passers-by as earrings. Neil offends Dale over lunch, and the two part ways again. At the St. Louis airport, Neil attempts to rent a car, but it is not there when he gets to the lot. After a long and perilous walk back to the terminal, Neil vents his anger in a profane tirade at the rental agent, but to no avail, which that part is absolutely classic. He attempts to book a taxi to Chicago, but impatiently insults the dispatcher who punches him. By chance, Dale arrives at the scene in his own rental car and takes the dazed Neil with him. As they drive, they argue again. After nightfall, Dale nearly gets them killed by driving in the wrong direction on a freeway. As they compose themselves by the side of the road, Dale's carelessly discarded cigarette sets fire to the car. Neil initially gloats, thinking that Dale is liable for the damage, until Dale reveals he has found Neil's credit card in his wallet and used it to rent the car. Now for that final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. With his credit cards destroyed in the fire, Neil barters his expensive watch for his own motel room. Dale has nothing of value, so he attempts to sleep in the charred, roofless car. Neil eventually feels sympathy for Dale and invites him inside. They share Dale's collection of miniature liquors and laugh about the events of the past 2 days. The pair resume driving to Chicago the next morning, but their car is impounded by the state patrol while somehow traveling through Wisconsin as unroadworthy. Dale persuades a trucker to take them into Chicago, and they ride in the semi's refrigerated trailer. At a Chicago L station, Neil sincerely thanks Dale for getting him home, and they part ways with affection. As Neil rides a commuter train to his neighborhood, he thinks about the trip, recalling some of Dale's odd comments and silences during the journey. It occurs to him that Dale has not actually been trying to get home himself. Neil returns to the station where he finds Dale still sitting. Dale explains that he is homeless and that his wife died 8 years earlier. Neil brings Dale home with him for Thanksgiving dinner and introduces his family to his new friend. That will be the end. But in a post-credit scene, Mr. Bryant is still in the conference room trying to decide which ad to choose, but partially eating Thanksgiving dinner on the table and the story. So, what did I think of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Well, I've only seen it maybe twice or 3 times. I know I haven't really taken the time to get to see this a whole lot, but I've come to that after rewatching it. I'm going to say I love it now. It got more crazier and what have you. After rewatching it, it just made me laugh a whole lot more. Anyway, this film did pretty well. It went on to make 49 million. Excuse me, everyone. Yep. And well, it did just so well. And it has been released on physical media numerous times. And I will think that's pretty good. I think the story for the film is absolutely really good. The chemistry between Steve Martin and John Candy is absolutely very hysterical. I mean, Steve Martin gives out one of his most outrageously hysterical performances I've seen him in. But I've seen him in lots of other hysterical films. The score from Ira Newborn's pretty good. And we have other cast members. Our other supporting cast members are Layla Robbins playing Neil's wife Susan, and Michael McKean playing the state trooper who, well, impounds Neil and Dale's car. We also have appearances from Dylan Baker, Olivia Burnett, Larry Hankin, let's see, Edie McClurg, Ben Stein, and even Kevin Bacon, but who plays a man running for a taxi, but he's uncredited though. So anyway, with a cast like that, you can't go wrong with. This is probably one of the most funniest and most hysterical films for Thanksgiving. Well, for the big guys anyway, since this got an R rating from the MPA. Well, it was the MPAA then. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Good story, great cast, pretty good score, great chemistry between the main two characters, and just about everything said about it. So, in the end, would I recommend Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? The answer is easily hell yeah. This is one film you must see. If you've got it in your collection, check it out. If you don't, and you have a streaming service, then check it out there. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Watch it, and you won't be disappointed. So, anyway, what are your thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the Peanuts movie. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, see my reviews for these other films that John Hughes did. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Pretty in Pink. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Or if you would like something else, see my review for the film for this film he would produce, but Chris Columbus would direct, and that would be Home Alone. And the bottom right corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya, and happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. Bye.